Now, is doomsday prepping silly? No, it's not doomsday prepping, but you know what I mean. It's more of being ready. With the way the world's going today, if people think that, oh, nothing could ever happen in the UK, then you're deluded. Doesn't matter where. I'm not a conspiracy theorist or anything like that. I really couldn't give a shit. Something happens, it happens. It doesn't, it doesn't. I'd rather throw this lot in the bin, to be honest. But it's just, it's prudent for people just to store supplies that don't go off, that are good. Now, look what happened when COVID came. The shops were bare. So things like medical kits, there's about 10 up there. You buy them cheap enough. They're ex-schools and hospital stuff. I think 10 full medical kits there. I think there's actually more than 10. They were like 25 quid for all 10. They've got eye solutions, bandages, scissors, plasters, you name it, everything. So it's prudent to have it. I've got some army rations. Obviously down here, you've got, down there, there's all supplies of paracetamol, candles, wind-up radio, and so on, your general supplies. But what a lot of people don't realise is well, in here, 100 kilos of basmati rice doesn't go off for 30 years. And another 100 kilos in there, and there will be another 100 kilos in there in the next month. I'm just picking them up when you go shopping. Now, things like all tins foods, you know, it's not gourmet shit. But you've got baked beans, you've got hot dogs, you've got spam, chickpeas, kidney beans, your meatballs, your peas, your carrots, and so on, potatoes, and rice puddings and stuff. Well, the sell-by dates on those are like end of 27, end of 28, so 3 years away. But what a lot of people don't realise is with tinned food, as long as the tins aren't dented and they're kept in a decent area, not high temperatures, low temperatures, just stored correctly, they're good for 10 years. A lot of people don't realise that. But if something ever happened, you'd be glad of this shit. So, this food here is good for 10 years. You can rotate it and use it. We'll use a tray out of there and then buy a new tray and put it down at the bottom and so on. But, we've got fruit. And obviously this is not essentials, but I've got my coffee, my hot chocolate, my jams and jalapenos and vinegars and salts and things like that. In here's all your pastas and spaghettis and stuff. What's in here? I've got salts, sugars and what have you. Now, the video's just more, people's comments, people going, oh, you dickhead, whatever. It really don't fucking matter. I'd sooner throw this lot in the bin in 10 years. I'd rather do that than have to fucking use it. But, storing things like your bacon grills and all that, they've got 3-year date on them. They're good for 10 years. They really are. Your corned beefs and everything, also chickpeas and so on. They're good for a good 7 to 10 years. And if you rotate them while you use them, store them all like we do. I've got them all stored up and I've got the room, so I'm lucky, but I'm sure there's plenty of people that are doing this. And I do know of quite a lot of people that are doing it, actually, because when I picked up these barrels, I jokingly said to the fella, well, I'm doomsday prepping. And he actually said, you'll be surprised how many people are doing it. So it's just a thought for people, really. Throwing an extra case on your shopping here and a case on your shopping there doesn't really cost you anything. And if anything did go wrong, whether the internet got cut off, you couldn't go shopping. Look what happened with COVID. The shops were just bare. It's prudent to have a stock of food. And it really is. I don't drink, I don't smoke. So, all this food in here, which I've built up over the last year, has probably cost me, I don't know, with the rations and everything else and the rice and everything else, it's probably cost me 500 quid, maybe 600 quid over a year. But I know people that's their monthly drink bill. So who's the fool when you think about it? So just put it out there for people. Maybe it's prudent to be prepared. I wouldn't say, You know, like I said before, I wouldn't say, oh, I'm a doomsday prepper, the world's coming to an end and all the rest of it. It's a load of bollocks. I couldn't give a fuck. But with what's going on in the world, I don't think it's stupid storing stuff. I've got army rations up there. You can pick the army rations up. Quite good that maybe only have a year's date on them. But again, they're good for another 5 years, 6, 7 years. They're as good as gold. Like I say, I got medical stuff, you know, burn stuff, surgical spirit and all your medical stuff. So you think about it, if you're a person, just something simple like you suffer with migraines and something kicks off or something, whatever, and you haven't got them, that something so small can be such a distress on your life if something went wrong. So, you know, I'm building up stuff and so on and so on. Like I say, there's 200 kilos of rice here, and what people don't realise is rice lasts for 30 years. As long as you don't open it up, and it's the basmati, that's the rice you want, you don't open up the sealed packets. They're all in there in sealed bags, your 10 kilo bags. So they're all in there. But there's 30 years. You know, whether I'll be dead by the time 30 years are up, so it don't really fucking matter. But it's just yeah, something for people to think about. Too many people just, you know, I know too many people that have got the less than a week shopping in their cupboards. Yeah, not the fucking brightest, really. You know, I've just built this. Lucky I've got the room, so I've just built this room. I've got 8 years of gas. I actually switched my cooker to gas bottle. So it's on a professionally done. So I got rid of the electric hob. I've still got the electric cooker, but I got rid of the electric hob and we have it on the gas bottle. Now, these gas bottles are 99 quid. And 2 of us, cooking, you know, every day is normal, 2 of us, we get nearly 2 years out of one of those. 20 months to 2 years. And I've got 4 of those, so I've got 8 years worth of gas. 2 generators, we're on a well. You know what I mean? Got chickens. It sounds silly, but more and more people I say bumped into or joked or laughed about with, especially the farmers all up where I am and so on. You'll be surprised how many are storing food. So it's not a stupid thing to do. So even if you watch it, even if fucking 100 people watch this and just go, what a load of bollocks. Fair play. Everyone's got an opinion. Not a problem. And if 6 or 7 of you go, that ain't a bad idea. And then something does happen in 10 years' time or 5 years' time or next year. And they go, he weren't such a silly cunt after all, was he? So just, I don't even know why I'm putting the video on there, really. But I will be building on this and building on this. It's no big deal. Like you say, people put that, you know, a set of tyres on their car will cost more than what this costs. But yeah, just putting it out there. Are there any other people out there, I don't know whether you call it, I wouldn't say doomsday prepping, but are there any other people out there that are just being sensible, putting stuff aside, you know, just in case? Just wondered. So we'll call this video for a laugh on YouTube, Doomsday Prepper Nutter.